Here's my latest little guinea pig. Come on in, dear. Don't be shy. Oh, don't tell me that you believe all those silly little rumors flying around. I assure you that I am of perfectly sound mind and body, so take a seat. Now I'm sure that you're wondering what's in store for you today. So I'll start you off with an explanation of the SCP that'll be involved in this experiment. SCP-221, the compulsion tweezers, are a pair of tweezers that are made out of gold and appear to be created in the 16th or perhaps 17th century. Innocent enough based on description alone, but there's always something a bit more sinister just below the surface. To start, after some previous experiments, it was noticed that the damage that had been previously observed on the tweezers prior to the experiment beginning seemed to have been reduced. The current working theory is that they are able to extract and make use of the minute amounts of gold that are within the human body. While interesting, this property isn't exactly what gave SCP-221 its namesake. The other, more dangerous property involves its abilities to create a highly focused case of obsessive-compulsive disorder in its users. Once a subject uses the tweezers on themselves, the process usually starts with them removing all of their hair before moving on to things such as nails and teeth, and then lastly, the removal of organs, both external and internal organs. The subject will attempt to make use of the tweezers for the removal of all of these parts, at least initially, but they will resort to using their hands if the tweezers prove to be ineffective, although they will not relinquish their grip on the SCP willingly, even while not actively using it. Subjects that have had the tweezers removed by force will immediately enter a violent manic state and continue the process until inevitable death. One test that was performed on 2D class, where one was instructed to use SCP-221 on the other. Not long after, the two began to argue over the technique being used by the holder. This escalated to the point of a physical altercation in which the user plunged the tweezers through the other D-class's eye, which resulted in them getting their brain pierced and immediate death. After which the holder began the process of plucking on themselves until their death via blood loss due to the removal of 73% of their own skin. And now, as for what is going to be done with you specifically, while experiments have been run to view the effects of the SCP before, I'm far more interested to see if said effects can be outlasted. We'll begin this process similarly to other experiments, where you will be handed SCP-221 and instructed to begin plucking out your eyebrows. Once it seems that its anomalous properties have activated, you will be restrained. Now, these restraints will be used in order to protect you, ensuring that you won't be physically capable of continuing any of the self-mutilation with the tweezers or otherwise, and protecting me by ensuring that you won't strike at me for taking said tweezers away. Once fully restrained, you will be kept under observation with all of your biological needs, such as food and water, being met for about a 24-hour period. This is to see if the effects will begin to dissipate on their own. If they do, then we may extend the restrained observation phase until the effects completely dissipate. Otherwise, therapy and psychiatric evaluation will be administered until behavior improves and the experiment is seen as a success, or if behavior does not improve and it is viewed as unsuccessful, you will then be terminated. Even after signs of improvement, there will still be extended periods of observation to ensure that once the restraints are removed, you won't immediately continue SCP-221's process. We don't want you to realize if you just lie to PsychEval and get out, you'll be able to reenact your mutilation. If deemed successful, though, then you can be on your merry way back to the D-Class dorms. Oh, don't give me that look. At least I'm making an effort to preserve your life. With that being said, though, we should be on our way. Task Force will escort you to the room where the experiment will be held, while I will meet up with you later after I have retrieved SCP-221. I'll see you there.